Okay, so for today we will talk about our lesson or next chapter of our lecture. This is chapter 4, branch, node, and loop analysis. Um, or branch, loop, and node analysis. So this is also apart from the theorems that we have discussed dun sa previous lessons natin. And kung mapapansin nyo class, padali ng padali or pakonti ng pakonti yung solution natin. That means class, yung ating methods here heavily relies on concepts. Okay? Kaya class, para ma-apply natin yung mga madadaling theorems na yun, we have to know the concept behind them. So, sometimes those concepts, kailangan natin siyang i-memorize. Okay? Hindi siya inherently obvious with the circuit that is given. They are unspoken hindi naman unspoken, there are rules behind them and laws. So, kailangan alam natin yung concept behind bago natin siya i-apply. Okay? So, let's begin. So, bago natin class i-tackle itong branch node and loop analysis, we need to have a review on simultaneous equations in circuits. This is instance of linear equations. So, na pag-aaralan na natin 'to when we talked about Kirchhoff's laws, 'di ba? Ito yung sinasabi kong systems of linear solutions to systems of linear equations. So, ito class yung madaming unknowns and then kung ilan yung unknowns dapat gano'n kadami class yung ating equations na made-generate from a circuit. So, sabi dito simultaneous equations consist of a set of n equations containing n unknowns, where n is a number with a value of 2 or more. So, syempre class, kung 1 lang naman class ang unknown natin, isang equation lang ang kailangan natin and maso-solve na natin yun right away, 'di ba? So, for example class, meron akong isang equation. So, one equation. That's not really simultaneous equation kasi isa lang siya, di ba? So, kapag one equation siya, say for example, 4x is equal to 16. O, isa lang yung unknown dyan, di ba? Which is yung x. Ayan. So, dito class, masasolve na natin yung x by dividing both sides by 4. Meaning, x is equal to 4. Okay? Ngayon class, kung halimbawa, two equations tayo, for that, kailangan natin class or ang unknowns nun would be 2. Okay? So, halimbawa, may isang equation 4x plus y which has two unknowns, x and y. And then, for me to solve both of the unknowns, I need another equation. Okay? So, 2x plus 4y is equal to 6. Yan. So, kapag ka-class meron akong two equations and two unknowns, I will be able to solve that. So, kapag ka naman three equations or three unknowns, kailangan ko ng three equations. So, 3x plus y plus 2z is equal to 1. 4x plus 2y plus z is equal to 3. Or this is 5x plus 3y plus 3z is equal to 5. Yan. So, yung mga to class, example ko lang, no? Yan. So, on top of my head, ginawa ko lang sila. So, kapag ka class, meron akong three unknowns na hinahanap sa isang problem, I need three equations. So, and so on and so forth yan, class. Right? Sabi nga niya dito, class, the number of independent equations in the set must equal the number of unknowns. Yun, class, importante yun kasi hindi natin siya masasolve kung hindi sila equal. Yung number of equations and number of unknowns. That means, class, kung halimbawa, may tatlong unknowns and dalawang equations pa lang yung nagagawa mo, you need other ways to generate another equation. And those equations have to be independent with each other. Okay? Ibig sabihin, nagawa natin sila from other methods. Okay? So, halimbawa, class, pwede kasi natin sabihin na may isa akong equation, 3x plus y is equal to 2z plus 1. So, gagawa pa ako ng isang equation. Say, for example, by just manipulating class, this equation, let's say, I'm gonna multiply it by 2. Just for the sake class na gagawa ako ng brand new equation. So, that's gonna be 6x plus 2y plus 4z is equal to 2. Now, this won't work, class. Bakit? Kasi yung bagong equation na na-generate natin is not independent dun sa isang equation natin. Bakit? Kasi na-generate lang naman natin siya, class, from that equation, which means dependent siya dun, class. Okay? So, that won't work. Kailangan mag-generate tayo ng isang equation independent of the other equations that we already have. Okay? Yeah. So simultaneous equations can be solved algebraically by algebraic substitution, elimination, or by using matrix algebra or determinants. Now, unfortunately, class, we will not cover yung matrix algebra in this text or in this lesson. I feel kasi na medyo advanced siya since uh, yung math nyo ngayon, wala pa atang ganong level. Okay, parang second sem pa lang siya. But, if you wish to learn that class, by all means, you can do it. Okay? So, wala kang problema dun. The only issue is you have to learn it by yourself. Okay? Okay. Madami namang YouTube videos siya. Okay? Yan. So, bahala kasi masyado kong advance to teach that. But if you wish to learn it, just do it by yourself. Wala naman akong problema dun, class. Kung halimbawa, you decide to apply it on our lessons. So, ito, class, yung elimination, we already tackled it. Yung substitution, class, I can actually show it to you. Right? So, solving by substitution, class, is quite lengthy. Habang class dumadami yung number of unknowns mo, dumadami yung number of equations, dumadami yung number of substitutions. So, kung mahaba siya, and yung reference ko actually, um, prohibits or discourages, that's the word. Dini-discourage siya na gamitin yung substitution method on uh, 3 equations pataas. Kaya dito sabi niya, we will restrict this method to second order equations. Pag sinabing second order equations, class, dalawa lang yung unknowns. Okay? So, dalawa equations lang yung gagamitin. Okay? But you can absolutely use this on any number of equations, on any number of unknowns. But again, yung drawback is masyado siyang mahaba, class. It's quite lengthy. Yan. So, that's the substitution method. So, for example, class, I'm gonna apply substitution for a moment. So, for this equation, class, I have two unknowns, x sub 1 and x sub 2 is equal to 8. And then 3x, yung first equation ko is 2x sub 1 plus 6x sub 2 is equal to 8. And then 3x sub 1 plus 5x sub 2 is equal to 2. Dalawang unknowns, I need dalawang equations, class. So, this would work. I can be able to solve yung unknowns natin dito, x sub 1 and x sub 2. So, for us to easily identify these equations, let us name them equation 1 and equation 2, respectively. I think I have dedicated space to solve that. Here's the next slide. So, this is equation 1, and this is equation 2. Okay? So, para ko isa-solve to, class, through substitution method or solving by substitution. Yan. So the first step here is actually solving x sub 1 in terms of x sub 2. That means i-express ko, class, yung value ni x sub 1 in terms of x sub 2. Okay? So how will I do that? I'm gonna use one of these equations, class, para mahanap ko yung value ni x sub 2 in terms of x sub 1. I'm sorry, baliktad. Hanapin ko yung value ni x sub 1 in terms of x sub 2. So, sa example, class, ang ginamit niya is si equation 1. So, 2x sub 1 plus 6x sub 2 is equal to 8. So, i-express ko class si x sub 1 in terms of x sub 2. That only means class, gusto kong kunin si x sub 1 from this equation. That means I have to um, solve for the value of x sub 1 sa equation na to. So, that means kailangan tanggalin ko 'tong naka-plus na 6x sub 2 at yung naka-multiply class na 2 kay x sub 1. 2x sub 1, sorry. Yeah. So, I will begin by subtracting 6x sub 2 on both sides or transposition. So, itatranspose ko siya, magiging negative 6x sub 2. Okay? And then I'll just divide both sides by 2 to finally get the value of x sub 1 in terms of x sub 2. So, this is cancelled yung 2 natin dito. And I will be left with 8 minus 6 x sub 2 over 2. You can absolutely simplify this one. So, this will be equal to 8 over 2 minus 6x sub 2 over 2. So, 8 over 2 is 4. And then dito class, yung 6 over 2 part, yun yung isi-simplify natin. So, 6 divided by 2 is 3. And then just rewrite yung naka-multiply na x sub 2. So, ito class, value ni x sub 1, yung gagamitin natin to substitute it. Okay? So, again, you can use any of these equations. So, pwede kong isolve class dito si x sub 2 using equation 2. And then, isa-substitute natin yung nakuha nating value ni x sub 1 from the substitution, from our first step here. So, dito na tayo sa, ito yung first step. Second step, isa-solve na natin si x sub 2 by substituting yung x sub 1 na na-solve natin sa step number 1. So, let's use equation 2, that's 3x sub 1 plus 5x sub 2 is equal to 2. So, substitute, that's 3. X sub 1 natin is 4 minus 3x sub 2 plus 5x sub 2 is equal to 2. Then, distribute lang natin. Let us expand this one first. So, this is 12 minus 3x sub 2 plus 5x sub 2 is equal to 2. Okay? So, all we have to do here is to simplify and combine like terms. So, how are we gonna do that? So, pagsasama-samahin natin lahat ng unknown sa isang side, the rest sa isang side ng equation. So, dito class, transpose natin si 12, positive 12. So, I'm gonna subtract 12 on both sides. And then, I will combine like terms, negative 3x plus 2 plus 5x sub 2. So, that is 2. So, that's 2x sub 2. And then, 2, this is minus 12. Diba? Kasi tinranspose natin. So, 2 minus 12. Ayan. Ay, hindi ba siya 9? Ay, oo nga, 9. Sorry. My bad. Ayan. Thank you very much. So, this is 9. Ayan. Thank you. So, that's 9. So, negative 9 plus 5 is negative 4. And then 2 minus 12 will be negative 10. Tama yan. Negative, tama ba? 2 minus 12. Sorry, negative 14. Tama ba? Negative 10. Ayun, sorry. Yan, negative 10. And then, we'll just get yung value ni x sub 2 simply by dividing both sides by negative 4. Yan. So, cancel negative. 10 over 4 is 2.5. So, may value na ako ni x sub 2, 'di ba? And then, siyempre gagamitin na lang natin either of the two equations to again solve for the remaining unknowns. In this case, class, we will solve for x sub 1 using, o ito na lang yung ginamit nating substitution, di ba? Let's call this equation number 3. So, pwede natin gamitin yun. Or any of these equations, class. Pero pipili ko na lang yung medyo mas madali. Di ba? Kasi diretso na siyang x sub 1, di ba? If I'm gonna use equations 1 and 2, I'll be performing divisions on both sides. Kasi may coefficient yung x sub 1 on both of my equations, 1 and 2. So, I'll use equation 3 for easier process. Using equation 3, substitute natin si x sub 2 value na kakasolve lang natin, which is 2.5. So, x sub 1 is equal to 4 minus 3x sub 2. So, that's 4 minus 3 times 2.5. So, that's 4 minus 3 times 2.5 is 7.5. Therefore, my x sub 1 would be negative 3.5. Okay? So, may question sa substitution method? And kung walang question, just send a thumbs down reaction. Thumbs down. Ay, may question. See? Ay, sino yung nag-raise hand? Nagkamali. Ayan, thumbs down. Dun sa reactions class. So, hindi yan yung raise hand. No? Ayan. So, if you can see class, no, parang madali lang siya. Diba? Madali lang siya. But, you have to remember, this is just a second order equation or dalawa lang yung unknowns natin. Diba? So, habang dumadami class kasi yung unknowns natin, dumadami yung number of substitutions natin. And, yun yung nagpapahaba sa solution. Diba? So, yung ayaw ko din dito class is, not all the time you will be able to actually simplify yung substitution dito sa part na to class sa step 1. Ito. Ayan, yung part na yan class na masa-simplify natin siya. So, usually, there are times class na hindi mo siya masa-simplify. So, that means you're gonna deal with a lot of fractions, which, of course, I don't like. Isa din yun sa nagpapa-complicate for me lang. But, if you prefer it this way, class, you can absolutely use this. Okay? Let us proceed. This is another method which is solving by elimination. You already know this, class. Na-discuss na natin siya. Para daw magamit natin yung elimination method, you need to make one of the variables in both equations have the same coefficient. Bakit, class? Kasi yun yung elimination part. So, yun yung ginagawa natin. We multiply both equations by some number or some integer in a way na magpapareho yung coefficient nung unknown class na gusto nating eliminate. So, pagka ganun, pareho na yung equation, we can either subtract or add para class ma-eliminate na siya sa equation. So, we can actually have an example here. Yan. So, it's the same class example para mas makita natin na tama siya. It's just the same example. Yes. Okay. So, if you will rewrite these equations, class, again, let's say this is equation 1 and then this is equation 2, class. Kung mapapansin nyo, walang pareho yung coefficient between the unknowns. Kasi sa x sub 1, sa equation 1, 2 yung coefficient and then sa kabila is 3. O dito sa x sub 2, yung isa 6, yung isa 5. Diba? So, you need to make manipulations on one of these equations para ma-eliminate natin siya. Okay? So, how are we gonna do that? in the example class, ayan, so, minanipulate niya si equation number 1. So, 2x1 plus 6x sub 2 is equal to 8. So, minanipulate niya siya. Ang ginawa niya class, nag-multiply siya both sides by 1.5 or 3/2. Okay? Why is that? Kasi gusto niya ditong i-cancel class si x sub 1. Okay? Narinig niyo ba? Narinig niyo ba? Nagbebenta naman. Hindi ko siya maintindihan. Pero nagbebenta siya. Narinig niyo ba? Ako lang ba yun? Okay. Matalastas. So, pag nag-multiply tayo ng 3 halves dito class, ano mangyayari? Cancel 2 dito sa 2x1. So, magiging 3x sub 1. Tapos plus, ayan, yung 3/2 class, madidistribute yan. So, 3/2 times 6, that's 18/2 or 9x sub 2. And then dito sa kabila, ayan, 3/2 times 8, that's 24/2. Or, pwede class, i-cancel nyo to, 8/2 class. So, may matitirang 4 dito class. 4 times 2 is, 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, so ito na yung bago natin equation 1, di ba? So, ito na yung bagong equation 1 natin. Galing lang natin siya doon. So, ito na class yung gagamitin natin for the elimination part. So, this is equation 1, and then I will rewrite equation number 2. And for me to eliminate class x sub 1 dito sa aking set of equations, I will proceed on subtraction. Okay? So, cancel 3x sub 1. And then 9 minus 5 is 4, x sub 2. And that's equal to 12 minus 2 is 10. So therefore, x sub 2 ko is 10/4 or 2.5. Which is same lang, di ba? Doon sa solution natin kanina. Yan. Okay? So again, I can use any of these equations to solve for x sub 1. So let's use equation 1. So solving for x sub 1 using equation number 1. Substitute x sub 2. Okay? So, yung equation 1 natin is 2x plus 1. 6x sub 2 is equal to 8. Okay? So, substitute 2x sub 1 plus 6. X sub 2 ko is 2.5 and that's equal to 8. So, we will just solve here. So, 2x sub 1 plus 6 times 2.5 is 15 and that's equal to 8. Okay? So, that means this is 2x sub 1 is equal to, so transpose ko si 15, that's gonna be 8 minus 15. So, that's negative 7. Okay? And then my x sub 1 would be negative 7/2 or simply negative 3.5, which is again just the same as the one we solved earlier. Okay? So, dito nga sa example natin, sa lecture, which I'll be sending later on class, may nakabigay dyan na uh, 3 equations. So, katulad lang yan class nung ginagawa natin dun sa KCM. And don't worry class, dun sa first natin na method, meron naman naka-indicate doon or meron tayong paggagamitan no elimination method with more than 2 unknowns. Okay, actually, yun na yung next. Any questions sa elimination method? Thank you for your response. So, proceed tayo class with the branch node and loop analysis that we have here. We have three class. So, the first part is the branch current method. This is the one na tinuro ko class on the application of Kirchhoff's laws. Okay? So, ito class yung method where we actually combine both KVL and KCL on our solving. So, ang gagawin natin doon would be, ayan. So, dahil i-apply natin si KVL, o mag-generate or magne-name tayo ng ating loops. Okay? Hanggang sa maubos na lahat ng loops natin. And then, magki-KCL tayo class, yun yung gagamit tayo class ng nodes. Okay? So, or pwedeng isa lang yan. Okay? Hanggang ma-define lahat ng current natin. So, yun yung combination class. So, dito natin panggagalingan, no, yung KVL at KCL. Diyan manggagaling class yung equations na gagamitin natin to solve for um, the current on each branch. Okay, kaya class, ang tawag dito is the branch current method. Okay, so the step-by-step procedure here is just the same class, or it's almost the same with the step-by-step procedure on applying class Kirchhoff's laws to solve for the current at all the branches in a circuit. So, yung first step daw is assign a current in each circuit branch in an arbitrary direction. So, pag sinabing arbitrary class, yung personal preference. So, that could be at any class direction. Bakit natin kailangang i-assign yung direction on each circuit? Para yan class. Okay, dun sa gagawin nating KCL. Okay? So, syempre, di ba kapag nagki-KCL tayo, kailangan natin yung branch current entering and leaving the node. So, kung di natin alam yung direction class, edi di natin alam leaving ba yun or entering the node. Diba? So, that's crucial class. And remember, yun yung gagamitin natin class to actually um, know kung ima-minus ba natin or ipa-plus yung ating voltages across the resistors. 'Di ba naalala yon, 'di ba kapag sumabay class sa loop current, yung current na nagfa-flow dun sa isang resistor, ima-minus. Otherwise, we will add it. 'Di ba? So step number 2 is showing the polarities of the resistor voltages according to the assigned branch current direction. So dito class, remember, so for example, meron akong resistor class. Paano ko malalaman yung polarity? Although class, syempre, di naman siya importante because resistors don't have polarities in terms of resistance class. But, pagka class, i-measure natin siya, lalo na kapagka voltage class, nagbe-base yun sa direction ng current. Di ba? Yun yung nasa experiment natin, di ba? Na minsan kapagka mine-measure natin yung voltage across sa resistor sa isang powered circuit, di ba? Nagne-negative minsan yung voltage. That means class, pagka negative yung lumilitaw sa tester, baliktad yung probes natin, yung pagkakalagay nila. Okay, that means merong corresponding positive and negative potential or voltage class sa kada dalawang terminal ng ating resistor. Let's call this R. And paano natin malalaman yun class? Remember class, kung saan napasok yung current, okay, yung dun sa ating resistor, doon yung may higher potential. Pagka sinabi kong higher potential class, yun yung positive. Okay? So, dito class, for example, let's call yung terminal na to ni resistor as terminal A, yung nasa left side class. And then yung nasa right side natin, right side facing, yun yung terminal B. So, alin sa terminal A and B yung magiging positive and negative polarity? So, kung saan class pumasok, okay, unang pumasok yung current, dun yung higher potential. Okay? Yun yung positive. O dito, di ba, yung direction niya is from left to right, yung current ko. Let's say this is I. So, from left to right. That means, class, ayun, yung higher potential ko dito for R, yung sa terminal A. Kasi di ba, pumasok siya sa left. Kasi yung direction niya, pa-left siya. Ay, sorry, pa-right siya. Di ba? From left to right. Di ba? Ayan. So, pagka left, walang right. Ayan. Ayan. So, pumasok siya sa terminal A. Kaya, class, yun yung higher potential. Yun yung positive. Okay? Later on, i-apply natin. So, apply Kirchhoff's voltage law around each closed loop. That's just simply the algebraic sum of voltages is equal to 0 plus. And then next, we will apply the Kirchhoff's current law, KCL. That is, yung algebraic of sum of currents at a node is equal to 0, or yung summation class ng current entering is equal to the summation of current leaving. That's just the same class as saying na yung algebraic sum of currents at a node is equal to 0. Bakit? Ayan. So, for example, class, meron akong node dito, class, with 3 branches. Yan. Let's say, class, na ito yung direction ng current ko or currents ko with respect to my node. Now, according to KCL class, ano yung magiging equation ko? Summation of I in is equal to summation of I out. Anyone? Ayan. O, based dito sa diagram ko, this is I3 class. Ayan, yung pababa. So, ano yung magiging equation ko class ng KCL? If na-KCL ako at this node, let's call that node A. Ayan. Summation of I in is equal to summation of I out. So, lahat ng entering the node is CI1. And that's equal to all of the leaving currents uh, added or summed. That's I2 and I3. Diba? Ayan. Ngayon, class, if isi-simplify ko to class, in a way na yung isang side ng aking equation will be equal to 0, I will rather or I will be either uh, transposing I1 or transposing both I2 and I3. So either of the two will do class. So what I'll do here is I will um, transpose both I2 and I3. So that's equal to 0. Eh sir, hindi naman yung sum, di ba? Kasi bakit? May minus dito, di ba? Sabi dito, algebraic sum of currents at a node equal to 0. But remember, class, na yung ating current, importante yung direction when we express them. Diba? As you can see here, class, ayan, yung direction niya with respect to the node class is different. Diba? Yung I1 and I2. Kasi si I1, papunta sa kanya yung, yung I1 papunta kay node A, whereas si I2 class palayo siya. So those are two different directions. And yun yung sense class na negative yung ating mga currents na to. Kasi palayo sila class with respect to the node. So the algebraic sum of currents holds kasi si current class, we express yung kanyang direction. Kaya nagne-negative sila. Okay? So when that happens, class, when we apply both step 3 and step 4 of the branch current method, we will end up with enough number of equations to solve for all the currents sa circuit natin. So, kahit anong mangyari, class, no? Dapat, pagka in-apply natin si KVL and KCL dito sa method na to, class, mahanap natin or makakuha tayo, class, ng enough equations to solve for all of the unknowns. Okay? So, for example, class, meron akong 4 na current sa aking circuit o ganun siya ka-complex, class. Apat yung unknown currents ko. So, when I apply class, step number 3 and step number 4, dapat makakuha ako ng 4 equations. Kasi may 4 unknowns ako, class. Okay? Sigurado yun. Okay? Sigurado yun, class. Kung hindi yun nakukuha yun, class, meron kayong nakakalimutang node or meron kayong nakakalimutan na loop. Okay? Ganun lang yun. Yeah. So, let us apply it with this circuit na kung babalikan nyo, class, yung sinasabi ko kanina na pagpapakita ng polarity sa resistors. Dito, class, sa example natin, pinakita na niya agad-agad. Diba? So, sabi ko naman sa inyo, kung saan nag-enter yung aking current, yun yung may higher potential. Yun yung positive. Kaya mapapansin nyo dito sa R1 class, yung I1 ko from left to right. Diba? Pumasok siya sa left. Okay? Sa left side. Kaya, class, yung left terminal ni R1, yun yung positive and the other one is negative. Which is the case din dito sa I2. Diba? So, yung I2 ko, class, yung direction ng current niya is from up to down. Kaya yung upper terminal ni R2, yun yung may higher potential or yung positive. Dito naman, class, si R3, yung direction ng I3 ko is from right to left. So, pumasok siya sa right. Kaya, class, positive si right. Okay. Okay. Tapos, negative si left. Okay. Ayan. So, importante yan kasi apply natin yan later on, class, sa ibang methods natin. Now, for this branch method to happen, class, so pwede nating iset yung ating loop directions as such, counterclockwise. Sorry, this is loop 1 and then this is loop 2. Okay? If I'm not mistaken. Hindi. Hindi. Tama. Oo, tama. Pumasok sa positive. Teka. Okay. Tama siya, class. Okay, so yun yung ating directions, class. Okay, direction ng ating loop and direction ng current. It is up to you, class, kung ano yung direction na iti-take up ninyo. Kasi, pareho lang ang makukuha ninyo magnitude ng currents dito. Mali nga or baliktad nga lang yung kanyang direction. Okay? So, if that's the case, that's fine, class. Anyways, I will be able to see your solutions sa inyong exams. Okay? So, rewrite ko lang, class. And then using branch current method, we can apply or solve, class, for I1 and I2. Okay? Ayan. So, dito, class, ang first and second step kanina, nagawa na ni example here. Okay? So, fast forward yun tayo sa step number 3. Fast forward tayo kasi si step number 1, ang sabi niya, mag-a-assign tayo ng direction ng current. Dito, class, meron na, di ba? Yan si I1, I2, and I3. Tapos, meron na ding polarities or voltage polarities, class, yung ating R1, R2, and R3. So, that's step number 2. So, let's proceed with step number 3, which is applying KVL for each of our closed loops. So, KVL muna tayo, class, at loop number 1. So, when we use KVL at loop 1, class, i-compare lang natin, di ba? So, dito, halimbawa, KVL tayo, pumasok sa negative yung loop natin for VS1. So, that's positive 10. Okay? So, di ba, pagka pumasok sa negative, ipa-plus. Di ba? Ay, tama ba? I remember correct. So, that's gonna be 10. And that's equal to, ayan, so lahat, class, ng resistors dito sa ating loop with their respective currents. So, dito class si 470 or si R1 ay 1. Kasi voltage to dapat class. So, that's resistance times current according to Ohm's law. So, ito class, ayan, sorry, mali. Ayan. So, ito class, sumabay. So, minus yan. Diba? Ayan, minus. Diba? Tapos, dito sa I2 class, sumabay. So, minus 220 I2. And yun na lahat class. So, that's equal to 0 class. Okay? So, yan ba? You can simplify this class in a manner as expressed dito sa ating example. So, ganyan yung nakuha class. Ang ginawa niya sa example class is nag-multiply siya ng -1 class on both sides of the equation para lang hindi negative yung coefficients natin dito sa mga unknowns. So, anong nangyari? 470I1 plus 220 I2 ay minus 10 is equal to 0. Okay? Okay. Dito pala, ginamit niya is substitution method. Kaya class, ganyan yung equation. 3 unknowns to class. So, medyo madami siya. Okay. And I won't be able to actually simplify yung substitution terms ko. Let's do it plus elimination method. So, you can follow class yung substitution method dito sa ating lecture. Naka-step-by-step procedure naman yan. So, you don't have to worry about it. So, ang gagawin ko dito class, elimination method. 0. So, transpose ko class si constant para unknowns na lang yung nandito sa aking left side ng equation. I will call this one equation number 1. Okay? So, KVL tayo ulit class, this time at the next loop. Loop number 2. Okay? Ayan. So, this is loop number 2. Ayan. So, follow lang natin direction ng loops natin and branch currents. So, kumontra class, lahat ng branch currents dito, I2 and I3. So, i-add natin sila sa equation. Tapos, yung loop current direction dito class, pumasok sa positive, kaya negative si 5 volts. Tapos, kumontra, kaya plus 220 I2 plus 820 I3 is equal to 0. And then, transpose ko lang si negative 5. So, ang magiging equation ko nun would be, dito na ako sa task 220 I2 plus 820 I3 is equal to 5. Okay? Ayan. So, okay, pag yan hindi nakakasunod class, just raise a hand or ask a question sa ating chat box. So, this is equation number 2. Okay? So, dito class, we have 3 unknowns, I1, I2, and I3. And I only have 2 equations. So, kailangan ko pa ng isa. So, ubos na yung loops ko class. So, my KVL is done. Okay? So, anong gagawin ko? I will proceed with step number 4, which is KCL. And I will use node A class for this KCL. Okay? So, kung mapapansin nyo class, baliktad, di ba yung process natin with the one I discussed on the previous chapter. So, nauna si KCL doon and then KVL. Of course, class, wala namang maaapektuhan masyado if alin yung nauna doon. So, you can absolutely go for KCL on this one. So, interchangeable plus si step number 4 and step number 3 for this lecture. Yeah. So, KCL ako for node A lahat na nag-enter doon is I1 and I3. So, I will get the summation. And that's equal to the summation of all currents leaving. So, dito class, the only current leaving node A is I sub 2. Okay? So, pagsasama-samahin ko lahat ng unknown sa isang side ng equation, that's I sub 2. And that's equal to 0. Okay? So, this is my brand new equation number 3. Okay? So, we'll just follow all throughout class yung process of elimination. So, step number 5 here is performing elimination or substitution method. So, the lecture module already provides a substitution method to cover all of the solutions class possible. For this discussion, I will use elimination method. So, para alam natin lahat. Yan. So, through elimination class, first, I will eliminate I3. So, you can absolutely eliminate any of the unknowns. No? Just use the right equation. So, using equations 2 and 3. And yun lang class yung magagamit ko class na equation combination. Bakit? Kasi class, equation 2 and 3 lang ang merong I3. Diba? Dito kasi class sa equation 1 natin, wala siyang I3. So, mahirapan tayong mahirapan tayong i-derive yun. You can actually. So, that's the only option using equation 2 and 3. So, let's rewrite both equation 2 and 3. 220 I2 plus 820 I3 is equal to 5. And then, equation 3 is I1 minus I2 plus, sorry, minus I2 plus I3 is equal to 0. Okay? So, paano natin i-eliminate dito class C, I3? So, they both have, or yung equation 1 natin na I3 has a coefficient of 820. So, kailangan class magpareho siya with equation 3. So, I will multiply 820 on both sides for equation number 3. 820. So, ano yung magiging equation number 3 ko in that case class? So, first, I will rewrite equation number 2. And then, my equation number 3 would become 820 I1 minus 820 I2 plus 820 I3 is equal to 0. Kasi 820 times 0 yun class. Okay? So, ano yung makukuha ko dito class na equation? So, para ma-cancel ko si I3, I will proceed on subtraction. So, cancel 820 I3 for both of the equations. So, that's gonna be, 0 to class, 0 I1. Kasi wala siyang I1 sa equation number 2. Minus 820, that's negative 820 I1. Tapos ito class, 220 I2 minus negative 820 I2. That's 220 plus 820. So, ano yung answer dun class? Paki-plus, wala akong calculator at the moment. So, let's solve that. 1,040. Thank you very much. Plus 1,040 I2 is equal to 5. Ayan. Okay. Okay. So, proceed tayo class on the next slide kasi naubos na ako ng space. So, let's call this yung brand new equation natin as equation number 4. Okay? Ayan. So, ano nang gagawin natin dito class? So again, mag-e-eliminate tayo ng mag-e-eliminate class to a point na isang unknown na lang ang matira. So dito class sa equation number 4, dalawa pa ang ating unknown. So gusto kong i-eliminate isa sa kanila para isa na lang unknown ang matitira. So it's either I1 or I2 yung i-eliminate. I will choose I2. Okay? Eliminate ko si I2. This time, gagamitin ko na class, ay sorry, eliminate I2. I will be using equation number 1 and yung bagong equation na na-generate natin, equation number 4. If you remember, yung ating equation 1 is 470 I1 plus 220 I2 is equal to 10. And then my equation number 4 is negative 820 I1 plus 1040 I2 is equal to 0. Okay? This is quite challenging kasi common factor ba si 220? Factor ba siya ni 10,040? Ay, sorry, 1,040? Ano? Hindi. 220 times 5? Ano yung sugot doon? Pwede yung 10,040, di ba? Ay, 1,040. Okay, so wala siyang ano class, no? Tama ba? So, ano yung 1,040 divided by 220? Perfect ba siya? May factor ba siya? Ano ba to? Ano maging 2? Okay, so hindi siya. So, what we're gonna do here, medyo hahaba lang. But we can find yung greatest common factor ng 220 and 1,040. And I'm not sure kung ano yung greatest common factor. Uh, so, ano yung lowest term class ng 1,040 over 220? Ayan. So, input nyo lang sa calculator, 1,040 over 220 kasi even numbers to class. Ano yung lowest term niya? Help me out here. Kasi masyadong mataas class, no? Pero sige, carry lang. May calculator naman tayo class. Ano yung lowest term? So, input nyo lang sa calculator, 1,040 over 220. Or pwedeng baliktad, 220 over 1,040. Ano yung lowest term? Sigurado meron yan kasi sigurado fraction pa rin yan class. 52 over 11. Thank you very much. So, 52 over 11. So, if mo-multiply ko ng cross multiply. So, cross multiply, dapat equal yan, di ba? So, ano yung 220 times 52? So, ay, 0, 0. Dapat mag-equal. So, ang gagawin ko dito class, yan, lowest term yun class, no? So, I will multiply yung equation 1 by 11. Tama ba? Ay, hindi, 52 pala. So, I will multiply ito, 52, and then sa ilalim class, 11. Diba? Ayan. Ay, sorry. 52 to. 11. Diba? You can absolutely do class yung mismong coefficients na, di ba? Pero malaki siya, di ba? Ayan. So, pwede gawin nyo dito sa equation 1, multiply nyo ng 1,040. Dito sa equation number 4, multiply nyo ng 220 para mag-equal sila class. Okay? Yan. Kaso, lalaki yung number, di ba? Yan. So, dito class, pinuha ko na lang yung lowest term para yung lowest possible class na product na makuha na. So, what is 470 times 52? May calculator na nga ako. Kaso hindi niya nakikita eh. Ayan. So, 472 times... So, confirm ko lang. 220 times... Equal ba yun? 11,440 plus times 11. Yan. Pareho sila. Okay. So, 24,440. Thank you very much. 24,440. Sorry, Scott. I1. O, tapos class ano yung 220 times ayan, 11,440 I times 52 times 10 is 520. Okay? O, kapag hindi sigurado class, i-calculator yan. Okay? Next, sa ilalim naman, so this is negative. Ano yung 11 times 820? So this is 028. 9,000 something. 9,020 I1 plus this is also 11,440. Diba? Tama, di ba? So, hindi po ba equal to 5 yung sa equation 4? Ay, mali ba? Ayan, sorry, sorry. Ay, oo nga, 5 na. Thank you very much. And then, is equal to 11 times 5 is 55. Hirap kasi hindi ko nakikita. I have to next slide. So, equal na class yung ating equation, yung coefficients ng I2. So, I can proceed with subtraction to cancel them out. Cancel, cancel. Okay? And then, solve na natin. So, is na lang yung unknown. Perform natin yung arithmetic. 24,440 plus 9,020. Kasi negative minus negative. So, 33,460 I1 is equal to 520 minus 55. Ano yung 520 minus 55? 5 plus 7. Ay, sorry. 6. 465. Tama ba? Ayan, tama. And then, divide para makuha yung value ni I1 divided by 33,460. So, ano yung value ni I1 plus? So, hindi ko na kaya i-mental yan plus. Mahirap na yan. I-calculator. So, 465 divided by 6. In milliamperes. Ayan. So, dapat ang makuha niyo dyan class in milliamperes. No? So, times 10 raised to negative 3. So, pinutin niyo yung ENG mode. Ayan. 13.90. Very good. Ayan. So, dito class sa example, kung mapapansin ay kung makikita nyo mamaya. Ayan. So, mamaya ibibigay ko. Makikita nyo yung answer dyan is 13.89. And that happened class kasi nag-round off tayo sa kalagitnaan ng solution. Okay? So, nag-round off kasi tayo. So, yun yung nangyayari, di ba? Pero hindi naman ganun kalayo, di ba? 13.90 tapos 13.89. So, ayos lang yun. Di ba? Ayan. So, dito class, meron akong I1. So, pagka ganun yung case, I can solve for the rest of my equations. So, to solve for I2 here, ay sige, balik natin kasi baka, ay hindi, may recording naman pala. Balikan na lang. Yan. So, solve natin class. Solve for I2 naman. Yan, I2 using we can solve here using either equation 1 or 4. Kasi 'di ba, yung unknowns lang nila is I1 and I2. We cannot use equation 2 and 3 kasi meron silang I3. So, hindi pa natin nasa-solve si I3 class. So, I can use here siguro si equation number 1 na lang. Kasi may negative to. So, 470 I1 plus 220 I2 is equal to 10. So, dito class, substitute I1. So, that's gonna be 470 times I1 natin is si 13.9 milliamperes. So, be careful class. Kakamali kayo. That's times 10 raised to negative 3 amperes. So, substitute correctly. 220 I2 is equal to 10. So, ano yung 470 times 13.90 times 10 raised to negative 3? And you can use yung answer mode. So, pindutin nyo na lang yung A and S. So, para class exact siya. But malapit naman. So, 6.53, is this milli or eto na yun? Hindi. Yun yung exact. Okay. So, 6.53 plus 220 I2 is equal to 10. Okay? So, solve natin, transpose. So, 220 I2 is equal to 10 minus 6.53. So, 220 I2 is equal to, this is 3.50, ay sorry, 3.47. Yes. 10, 10, 5, 10. Okay, tama. Yan. So, ano yung magiging value ng I2 ko? That would be, and dividing both sides by 220. Ayan, mukhang wala namang mali. No? Ayan. So, I2 ko would be equal to 3.47 divided by 220. So, divided by 220. So, that has to be ayan, 15.77. Ayan, very good. Wow. So, 15.77 milliamperes. That's my I2. And then, we can just use class other equations that we have earlier to solve for I3, which is our last unknown. So, gagamitin ko na lang dito class si equation, ay yung pinakamadali, si equation number 3, which is yung equation na galing class sa ating KCL. So, that's I1 minus I2 plus, sorry, I3 is equal to 0. Okay? So, paano yun? Substitute lang natin and then let's solve for I3. So, that's, my I1 would be 13.90 milliamperes minus I2, ay, substitute na tayo, 15.77 milliamperes plus I3 is equal to 0. So what is 13.9 minus 15.77? That's 1 point 1 point something. Yan, 1.87 milliamperes. Plus, ay negative yan class, negative I3 is equal to 0. So, solving for I3, I simply transpose, but which means I3 is equal to positive 1.87 milliamperes. Okay? Yeah. O, yun na yun. Branch current method. Okay? Any question? And then how about the others? And any question? Okay. Okay. So, That's branch current method.